Are you fascinated with true crime and the Karen Reed trial as much as I am? Welcome to this intuitive read checking in on the energies of Ms. Reed as she goes into her retrial. We're going to do a little overall energy and past, present, and future, and just see how she's thinking and feeling and whatever it is that she wants to present and say to us today. We're in the middle of picking the jury, or they are in the middle of picking the jury. I watched the entire first trial and I've been keeping up with the updates as we get closer to the retrial. So let's just check in on what she's thinking and feeling. I had pulled 2 oracle cards ahead of putting the camera on. And I got time for a nap and new life. It makes a lot of sense that she's exhausted, she's tired. There's a part of her that doesn't want to go through this again, and yet she's pulling through and finding a lot of energy through her family, through community, through all the people that are supporting her to get through a second trial. And even though there is an exhaustion, there's also this core. It seems to come as a fire in the belly is how I'm getting it. A place in her heart that knows that she is ready now a year later to do this, and is hoping with this time for a nap card that this can finally be put to rest, this part of her life, regardless of what the outcome is. But with new life, very hopeful that this will grant her that new life, this new start that she's looking for, to have this be at peace for her and her family, and to be able to begin to move on. All right, so past, present, future energies. And we're going to call the past the last year. So from the ending of the last trial, which was right before last 4th of July, up until right now. So that's the past that we're speaking of. So past, present, and future. So Page of Cups. In the last year, she's like investigating within her emotions. Like she's learning how to, or has been in discovery of how to master her emotions when it comes to how she's presenting herself. Also, in the last year, she may have been giving herself opportunities to connect to the people in her life emotionally in new ways, and connecting to new people and connecting to new routines on a daily basis that make her feel emotionally strong, substantive, grounded. She may have been reconnecting with hobbies or creative loves or things from childhood that she loved to do, or just things that she may have stopped doing as she became an adult and started working and doing the adulting things and buying homes and being in relationships. And now that she's just working on her trial every single day, and she does have the luxury to do that in her situation. But I feel like she's been also just really understanding the connections with people and new ways in connecting with people, and with wanting the people who have been supporting her to feel appreciated by her. And she could potentially have been offering support as well. Current energies. The Knight the Knight of Rods. So from Page of Cups to the Knight of Rods. And this that she's been doing in the past, over the last year, to connect to her communities, connect to her family, to connect to the things that nourish her, to connect to the things that emotionally make her feel fired up, to spark her because of needing rest and trying to find that balance between needing the rest of everything that she's been through with all the strength that she's going to need to get through this next retrial. And feeling very much like, I'm ready to charge in, I'm ready to do this. I have something within me that's stronger and more resilient than anything I ever thought I could have been in my entire life, and I've got this. And I've got the right team of people around me, and I've got there feels to be this fire that really comes from family. I keep feeling this family vibration. Future. And also really learning how to be more and more of a leader in different ways, because she's an extremely successful woman, so she knows how to be a leader, but using those leadership skills or cultivating new leadership skills or using those skills in new avenues with new communities, with new people. There could be groups that she's a part of that we don't know of, things that she's doing personally, things that she has started. She could be supporting other women going through things as well that we don't know about. And I think that's a bunch of cards that just fell out, so we're going to put them all back in because it's way too many, and we're going to keep shuffling. This Knight of Rods energy is also coming from her defense team. It's not the King of Rods, it's the Knight of Rods. So there's something, it's less mature. It's less of the master of it, but this is going with this new life kind of energy. And I felt this in this, we were going through the part of the trial where we thought for a moment that she could lose her attorney. There was stuff coming up about the ARCA witnesses and all this. Is it possible that Attorney Jackson could get tossed off? And I never really thought that would happen because of all the appeals stuff, but it just would be too difficult and it would probably push the trial way back. And this thing has just gone on and on. I think everybody is time for a nap when it comes to the Karen Read case. I think everybody just wants to move on with this and put it to rest. Come what may, they want to push it through. But there's some sort of new life. There's just a new way of presenting this information. It has to be. There's a new prosecutor, Attorney Brennan. He's very different than the first attorney. He's coming at things very much with new life. He's breathing new life into the prosecution and how he's presenting the evidence, his attitude, the way that the new prosecution is really disrupting things. And I think that those disruptions knocked the defense somewhat a little bit off its rocker in some way, where it's like they can't come at this the way they did before. Some of the things can be the way it was before, but there has to be newness, there has to be freshness, there has to be this invigorated, so it's not coming at it like this king. There's this sense of there's going to be a bit of a learning curve for everybody on defense as they move forward to some degree, but that doesn't mean that it's less than. It's got that inspired when you're in your 20s, because the Knight is that younger energy, and you're ready for the fight. You're ready to go on in. You're ready to blast in. But the thing about the Knights is that they can come in a little bit too fast and furious. So I think in this Page of Cups, it's remembering a certain gentleness and taking things slow. So keeping that fire going, but also remembering that we need to offer oneself emotional substance as we move through this very logical, mental, analytical experience of a trial. So I feel like there's a balance that she's trying to strike, and there could be also, she doesn't quite know how things are going to be in this new experience. It's not going to be the same trial in many ways, although we'll see many of the same similar things. Future energy with the Four of Pentacles. So wanting to stay grounded and keeping one's cards close to their breast. Okay, so this could be very much, we might see this. Like, you know how Karen's very expressive, and she would, that one time she actually laughed and the judge said, "Was there something funny, Ms. Reed?" Or she would turn and be like, "What did they just say?" Or this or that. We may see her be a little more mature emotionally in that way, like as far as going back and tweaking what it is that needs to be refined to make the trial even better, as far as, because this reading is about Karen and how she's feeling, and it could be that they sat down with her and they were like, "We're going through everything," and really just have that poker face. Be as refined and elegant and intelligent as you are. Don't completely hide your emotions. Be very grounded, but also don't, a little less edgy personality. We might see that, because that was something a lot of people commented on. Let's just get one more overall. What is the last thing that Karen might want us to know about how she's thinking or feeling? Of course, within respecting her boundaries. Whenever we go in and tap into someone, it's always about whatever they just want us to hear. I'm just gonna channel that. Okay, here we go. Queen of Rods. So now we're moving from the Knight, not just the Knight, but to the Queen. So coming in very passionate, coming in very creative, coming in feeling like that leader, like however she's been cultivating her leadership qualities, the wisdom, the knowledge that she has, everything that she's accumulated in her entire life, she wants to bring to the table as she's moving through whatever research she's doing, whatever she's planning, however she's helping her defense team. She is feeling ready to go. And she is feeling that she's given herself what she's needed to ground herself, to nourish herself, to get her energy up, so that she is presenting her way in the best way possible, which is completely unabashedly herself as a woman. This trial, I think that there's something here about a woman on trial and how she's been judged somewhat as a woman by perhaps people in the police department, people in the town, other women in that town about her life choices. And I think she feels like that played a part in the isolation or the separation that she felt in trying to connect to those people and to be friends with those people, and how there was always a rift and they never quite got along. And I think there was an interview where she said getting involved with the wrong people, in just her personal opinion, you never should have been out with those people or trying to get in with that crowd. And of course, this is just her opinion coming in. I'm relating it as I heard her say in an interview. But her feeling that she's proud of everything she's accomplished in her life. She's proud of who she is and her choices. And like everybody else, there are things she wanted, maybe, that she didn't get. She didn't find the right person at the right time, and was a single woman for a long time, but very successful and very happy and moving through it, and not second guessing herself, and not compromising, and she doesn't want to compromise on what she believes is her personal truth now. So that is what Ms. Karen Reed would like us to know right now. I think this was day 8 of jury selection. So give me a thumbs up if you enjoy true crime. I love it. I'm so passionate about watching trials and really wanted to share something like this with you. And if you like it, give me a thumbs up or a comment or something to let me know that you would like more of this. Maybe as the trial comes on, I could do a couple of these a week, or at least one a week, and just see what the general energies are around the jury, or certainly other trials that are going on right now, like the Lori Vallow Daybell trial. Let me know. Otherwise, I've got all kinds of collective readings that come up every single day. Love, career, general, all the things. Come join me. And please subscribe if you just like hanging out with me. I would love to have you back. Bye.